Top of the morning, top of the night, whatever the case may be. My name's Ben Matthews, aka Time Traveler. I'm who I say I am. The government, what's inside the government ain't. I'm talking about the aliens inside your governments, the ones that run the whole shit, caboodle and shit. You know, the Maya weren't wrong, all right, about their predicting a certain event. They weren't wrong about it. People that were researching and putting certain dates out there, they were the ones that were wrong about the date, not the Maya. And they can call it a comet, they can call it whatever the hell they want to call it. A little over 20 miles wide. That's pretty big. And it don't even have to hit anything. Just its pole, and look at what happened last time it went by Mars. Ripped its atmosphere off. Got October. December. But October, that's when the shaking goes on. Not going to talk too much about it because there's really nothing more I could say. You know, everything has come full circle on my YouTube channel. And I always said this, the last thing that needs to come full circle would be Planet X, Nibiru, Nabaru, whatever way you want to pronounce it. That's the last thing that I ain't been able to put in everybody's face and be accurate about things. But it's here. It's almost here. And people they think of a massive planet, coming through your solar system. You get two solar systems and they're spinning like hurricanes in opposite directions, and they start to come into each other. You start to get all this weird shit coming into your space, and you're noticing this more and more and more. But they're not going to tell you this, cause mass panic. I used to think that if they told the truth about aliens, other intelligent life forms, that it wouldn't throw religion out the window. And the more and more, longer on here, I believe it would. And religion on this planet is the only thing that's keeping everything together, somewhat. I mean, you got your wars all over, but religion keeps somewhat of a balance of somewhat of peace. I mean, let's face it, there's always going to be people that are sick out there in this world that want to control every aspect of everything. But religion kind of keeps a little bit of a balance. I don't say that it's totally keeps a balance because, you know, you see the wars happening right now, Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Hamas and but to think that the Lord Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, gave people in the past the truth, and you call it visions, but he showed them the truth of what was going to happen for use in your now. It's just everything's coming in place. And to sit there and, and and God even talked about people turning their back on Israel. And you see that happening right today, man, right before your eyes. You see it happening, and it's still yet. People don't want to believe, man. They want to go through life empty. They want to go through life miserable. They want to, you know, why am I broke? Why is my car broke down? Why is this? Why is it that? Why is it that? Because you ain't got the Lord Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, in you, man. You ain't that of God and God's army. That's why things are the way they are for you. And if you do have God in you, and you are that of God and God's army, and things go bad, it's not so bad. It's not so miserable, because you know things will turn around because the Lord Jesus Christ, King Kings, he's going to have your back. Look at me. Look at me. What up? Majority Report. You know, sometimes, man, oh boy. Yeah, let's just show it. Let's just show it. Okay, well, another moderator already handled that. Okay. I was just going to show it. When you are who you are, you're going to get what you get in the chats. You're going to get it, you know, and they're going to come out, and whether they're Arabs, you know, Muslims, Jewish, whatever, man, whoever you are, you know, they're going to come at you, man. Because you first of all, what you put in your title is already gives them, hey, look what he's got in his title. We need to go there and we need to stop that. We need to silence him. We need to make him look like an idiot. We know, blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, that's why you start to see all this stuff come into my chat room. You know, people don't even know me. Ain't never been here before. What's up, Paris? Hey, Woody, what up? Well, like I was saying, the Meyer weren't wrong. Their date wasn't wrong. It was the people that fucking analyzed their shit. They were wrong. They didn't mathematically take a couple things in consideration, man. Because this ain't the first time. This ain't the second time. This ain't the third time that this has happened. And some of your ancient ancestors witnessed it. And they witnessed the destruction and the earthquakes and the floods. And they even witnessed what happened to Mars. And to think, you know, something, once upon a time, Mars had an atmosphere and it ain't there no more. It was ripped away, pulled away. What caused that? You got the asteroid belt. which used to be a planet. No, you say these comets, asteroid, whatever, whatever they want to label it. It don't matter none to me. They always seem to have little friends with them, don't it? Well, in this case, the little friend is showing up first. The big friend is shortly behind him. And the governments know. They just, it's not so much about causing mass panic. It's about saving their own ass and their family's own ass. That's like in here in the United States of America, these senators and congressmen and women and shit, man. They're protected, beyond protected, man. They have a place where they're going to be able to go, them and their families. Where you, the peasants, outside that palace walls, you have nowhere to go. They're not even going to warn you to it. It's too late. But they'll protect themselves and their families, man. Which I really don't care one way or another anyway, man, because they'll be judged. Those that believe will be saved. See, the difference between people that believe in Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, you don't need no underground bunker. You don't need no water, food, and that stuff, because Lord Jesus Christ will provide for you. But them that don't believe, that think they need underground bunkers and food supply and medical supply and all that's none of that shit's gonna matter. Excuse me, I didn't mean to be foul there, but none of that's gonna matter. They don't have an understanding how great he is and the ability that he possesses. You can't even imagine. They can't imagine. I can imagine. Hope this phone don't get too hot, man. Last time I did a live feed, burned out my phone because it was so hot. Now I can barely, I can't shut down the apps and shit, man. Everything stays open in the background and shit, man. I just don't like to pay for something, man, that should last me, well, how I feel, this phone should last me till forever, it should last me forever, but it is my fault by having it out trying to do a live feed in the hot sun. But it should last for a long time, man. But it is what it is, man. Just letting y'all know, man, my phone's junk. Yeah, as you notice, they're not talking about Ukraine getting their ass kicked and shit. They're not talking about it, man. They're just letting that shit go to the side and just, it's sad, man. People turn their back on the Jewish people and shit. Turn their back on the United States of America. Hell, sitting there wanting to protest July 4th yesterday. What are you protesting? You got the freedom to go out there and protest and do all that stupid shit, man. You know how many people were shot yesterday in the United States of America? Do you? Look it up, man. A time of celebration, a time of this should be peace, love, and just respect of each other, and barbecuing and watching the fireworks, parade, or whatever. No, people out there shooting each other, man, because they're ignorant. And I don't, I'm just going to call them out for what they are. They're ignorant. Doctor put me on some new medication, man. I asked him, I said, well, it make me tired or drowsy or anything like that. Nope. Well, it sure does, man. Because I don't like taking medication, man. Y'all that follow me on my YouTube channel, I pretty much take a baby aspirin, and that's about it, man. I don't take any stupid shit, I just try to heal my body with the Lord Jesus Christ, But most of it's self-inflicted, it's my smoking. I don't do drugs and I don't drink alcohol, but I smoke cigarettes and weed, man. Finally found a good doctor and shit, and he done a bunch of tests, and I was in the hospital there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, whatever it was. Didn't know what happened, man. Thought I had the flu or ammonia or that other C word and shit, but all 3 tests came back negative, and they couldn't figure it out. And I got a new doctor and shit, and he run some blood work and different tests and shit, and he figured out what happened, man. I laid down some weed and feed my lawn, and a couple of days later I cut the grass. It rained. I figured it stuff would have resolved by then and went into the ground, but apparently it didn't. I cut the grass, and I inhaled all that poisonous shit, and it poisoned me, man. Made me real sick. But it's done and over with. But the Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, he had my back on that too, man. Because it probably would have killed a normal person. It probably would have killed a lot of people, man, that ingested it like I did, man. So when I took the bag out, I put it in my spreader. The bottom bag I didn't realize had a hole in it. And when I grabbed the bag, was putting it in there, it got all over my right hand. And I just wiped it off on my pants and shit and went about my business and shit. And my fingertips, they swelled up. They got kind of like, not like blisters, but like that. And I didn't think nothing of it, shit, man. And then, like I said, a couple days later, I went out and cut the grass, and I inhaled all the rest of that shit, and it just kicked my ass, man. It was worse than having the C word. Can't say the C word. They still can't say that shit, man. And the motherfuckers just censor you. There ain't no freedom on the fucking socialist platforms on the internet, the World Wide Web, the mark of the beast. And then just think, when this happens, all the chaos and destruction and shit that the Lord Jesus Christ, King Kings talked about and shit, that comes in. People are nowhere prepared for this. This is why these idiots in Los Angeles, Chicago, and all these big major cities and shit, man. They're they're the ones that do most of the damage and shit, man. Because there'd be no water, there'd be no food. What are they gonna do? They're gonna kill, they're gonna murder, they're gonna rob, they're gonna loot, they're gonna ravish. Just to survive, because they ain't got that shit in them big ass cities and shit. And then they're gonna spread out like cancer throughout the world. And this is not just United States of America. This is the whole world, man. Just think there's going to be groups of individuals, though, man, that ain't had very much contact with the so-called outside world. They'll do just fine because they can survive, man. They can hunt. They know where the water is, and then they know what herbs and whatnot to pick for sickness and different things. Yeah, they'll survive just fine, man. But these ignorant people, man, and just give a shit about themselves and want to hate on everything, man. They're the ones, man, I feel sorry for. The ones that ain't that of God and God's army. Been lucky off here at Lake Huron. We get that little bit of breeze coming off the lake. Not much, but enough to keep us for not getting too hot like today, man. Today hit like 92. They say 90, 91, but we were lucky, man. We it was hot. It was humid. But with that lake, man, it was bearable. That's why they got tsunami warning systems around the Great Lakes. That's why they got signs showing people which route to take away from the Great Lakes. I mean, think about this, man. This is the Great Lakes. That they got these warning systems and signs to show people which way to go for tsunamis, the flooding, the destruction. Well, why? This is the Great Lakes. You wouldn't think something like that would ever happen. But they know. They know. And I'll give them credit for putting that system in place, man. And you can look it up if you don't believe me, man. I don't sit there and bullshit, man. Some people don't want to hear the truth, like you're ugly or you're overweight, some people just don't want to hear the truth, man. It's not that I hate you. It's trying to point out the obvious. I can see the moon behind me, man, but I can't see no stars and shit. You wouldn't think people lighting off all these fireworks and shit, man, would put that much bullshit in the sky, but it does, man. Plus, you still got the fires and shit, which they ain't talking about. And then on top of it, when this event happens and shit, you got what you call glacier uplifting, which I already explained and shit. When the ice came from the north and went down to the south, it pushed down upon the land. Well, when it retreated, the land would shoot back up like a spring, causing earthquakes like the Madrid. The Madrid had that pressure relief at that point in time. Well, it's more up towards the Ohio Valley, Michigan, Illinois, Pennsylvania. The pressure that's next to release is in them areas. And as you notice, the weather patterns change, and I already pointed that all out and shit, man. Talked about the same general area that I just talked about there. That's where you're gonna see a lot more storms, a lot more snow, and you already seen it. Michigan's had more tornadoes this year than it's unbelievable, man. Yeah, we had quite a few tornadoes already and shit, man. But they're not talking about that, but I am. But it's truth and facts. I'm not even sure how many tornadoes we had so far this year, man. But you live around the Great Lakes and shit, man. You need to pay attention to them signs to get the hell out of there. You need to pay attention to the tsunami warnings, because this is going to have not so much of a pull on us when it goes by, but a few of the other planets. Think about how close it's going to get to Mars, you know, and just a little bit of these other planets being out of alignment with where they are now has a major effect on planet Earth. Just so slightly, man. Change the tides. Change, you know. And you know what I hate about climate change is the sun expands, and we're talking millions and billions of years down the road and shit, man, but still nonetheless it's expanding, it's getting bigger, okay, and eventually it'll get so big this planet won't exist. It'll just burn it right on up and just destroy it, shit. But think of all the other planets before that it's going to happen to. So, is the Earth heating up because of human beings? No. The sun and your ancient ancestors talked about the sun and actually what's going to happen in the future, which is almost upon each and every one of us. You know, I don't need to come out here and make money and blow smoke up people's ass and shit, man. You know, and just because I want the money. You know, I want to be a money whore. Excuse me, but I want to be a money whore, and I want to be able to afford a house and a new car, and you know, all them luxury shit. You know, I'm not gonna call out anybody's name anymore and shit, man. I'm done with that. You already know who they are because you watch them. You watch them day in and day out. Man, you guys got these motherfuckers on speed dial. You got them on your notification shit. Ooh, this guy just he just come up, man. He's got a new video. I gotta go watch what he's got to say. He's saying the same shit that I've been saying since I've been here and arrived here. Come into here now. And then you got the ones that just regurgitate all these other money whores shit. They become money whores. If I'm hurting people's feelings, I really don't care, man. Because it's true. I've been associated with a few that have become millionaires off the backs of other people. Whether it's donations or ads on their shit. But they're going to come out here and tell you the truth and the fact. Remember today, July 5th? Be honest with you. How many of you out here heard July 5th? There's going to be some major event take place. July 5th, July 5th. Did you see Ben Time Traveler come out here and talk about some bullshit for July 5th? No. How many of these people come out here and tell you about an earthquake before it happens? No, they don't. They tell you about the earthquake after it happens, and they make money off it, which you already know it happened. But you go watch the video, and they get money off it. But how many of them come out here and tell you about an earthquake before it happens? I am. I'm going to tell you right now. Within 9 days, major earthquake. Now, you're going to want to know where the location, blah, 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 blah. That's not happening. But what is going to happen, within 9 days, there will be a major earthquake. An 8+. Okay? Within 9 days. Now, how many people come out here and tell you this? Zip. They'll come out here and tell you after it happened and make money off it. But how many people, I don't only want to, I'm coming out here giving you an earthquake warning, which I ain't done in a long, long, long time. And I'm not asking for nothing for it. Would I ever ask anything for any of this? The only thing I ask for is if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, ask him to show you who he is. And he's not, how should I say this? Let's say you got a drug addiction. Ask God to help you with your drug addiction. But in reality, and the truth and the facts is, you have to help yourself. You have to ask you to help you. Because you're asking God to do something that you're quite capable of doing yourself. If you just believe in yourself. You don't have to believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, King of Kings, right now to be washed of your addiction. Whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, or all about the money, all about whatever. It's you got the power. You got the strength. I look at me. I was an alcoholic. I didn't ask God. Well, I prayed to God that he would give me the strength to overcome my addiction. But guess what? I continued to drink. I was asking God when I was drunk. Stupid. Then I woke up one day and I said, because I'm living in your now and I got your habits and bad ways of because this we all live in a society where we're dependent on a lot of things. But I told myself, God is not the power to help me with my alcoholism. I am the power. I am the strength. I'm the one that has the ability to stop drinking. Woke up like that, man, one day. Didn't have to go to none of these programs, do this and that. Just quit drinking because I knew where it was leading me. Wouldn't have been able to be driving around because I would have not had a driver's license. Worse than that, I could have killed somebody with my driving. And man, I couldn't live with myself. And I sure in hell enjoy driving. The last 2 days, I got friends that ain't got driver's license. But last couple of days, I had to take a couple different people's Harley Davidsons to another friend of mine to be worked on and shit. And because they couldn't drive them there themselves because they ain't got a driver's license. A few of them still drive though, man, but they ain't drinking and driving, so that's a good thing, man. They still drink, but they learned the lesson about driving. Damn mosquitoes, man, are starting to get thick, man. Ain't no West Nile virus fucking up in one of these little buggers. Oh, there's the Big Dipper. That's why you're seeing a lot more of this shit fall from the sky and shit, man. At more than unusual. Man, they just keep the truth from you. So remember in New Jersey, all the drones and the orbs and shit, man. And they just covered it right up, man. Trump just fucking walked right over it and shit, man. Because it don't matter, man. You know, he want to go tell the truth. He want to do the right thing and shit, but he can't do the right thing. Because he already knows, man. You know, it's not that they got to him or anything, man. It's just that they just talk to him and they explain the situation, and you gotta think, you know, the guy's got common sense and shit. Yeah, we got this gonna happen and shit, man, because the chaos it would cause. He knows better to say the truth. But then again, him and his family will be all right too. How y'all like that? No taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime. Whoop! Stop. It's temporary. But the billionaires, their shit's indefinite. All their tax breaks and shit, man, that's indefinite. But the peasants, we'll throw them a little bit out there, man. Yeah, they were gonna be all happy and shit. No taxes on tips and no taxes on overtime, but boy, there'd be a fucking shitload of fucking paperwork to do and shit to get the shit, and yeah. Blue won't, you're gonna make it temporary. A lot of crap in that bill. Call it pork, call it whatever you want, man. There's a lot of junk in there. I get Elon Musk's point of view, but I never liked Elon Musk. You're not starting no fucking third party, man. And if you do start a third party, all you're gonna do is screw over the Republicans and let the Democrats get back into fucking power and really fucking put a hurting on shit. And a lot of people yesterday, man, were shot off. I'm surprised, man. This year, man, a lot of people shot off a lot of fireworks, man. The guy behind me, he must have spent at least, who knows how much he spent, man, because I've seen how much that shit costs now. And fireworks ain't cheap as shit, man. But he went for at least 3 hours last night, man. So I can imagine how much he spent, man. That one that just went off, he always waits for the next day and shit, man. Because they probably go somewhere and watch July 4th fireworks somewhere and shit, and then they shoot their shit off for their kids the next day. But anyway, let's get off all that shit, man. Get back to the events that are about ready to take place. I'm telling you what, man, these mosquitoes, man, are starting to kick my ass. I'm about ready to roll out my window, but it'd be too hot, man. Should get me one of them things they used to sell at the drive-in. You used to light them shit, man, to keep the mosquitoes away. It's my cigarette smoke and the heat shit, carbon, you know. But yeah, they just start to get to me, man. And the stars are just starting to break right now, man. Yeah, it's gonna be quite an event, man. Because December. What did Maya say? December 31st, 2012 or whatever it was, right? 13 years or so off. That's fine. They weren't off. It's the people doing the math was off. But anyway, still had this. They still had December zeroed in. They couldn't get that. They couldn't get December wrong because that's a month that was relayed to each and every one of you. But the year mathematically they got wrong. By the way, they ain't the only one that predicted this, man. Well, I guess July 5th, ain't over with. I guess something could happen somewhere, but boy, all them people that made that money off that shit, man, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. But you ever notice that too when they don't come back out and say anything? Oh, I was wrong about that. No, they don't say nothing. What they do, they move on to the next thing. The next doom and destruction and chaos and shit, man. How many of these people come out and talk about that flood and all them people got drowned and shit? How many of them came out here and talked about it, but never prayed for the families and the people that lost their lives? Never. But they got their money. They got their money by reporting on disaster flood, but they never asked for any prayers, man. I pray for the people in Ukraine. I pray for the Russians, because it's dictators, it's leaders that it's not Iran. It's not the people. The people are being controlled and manipulated, and just like here in the United States of America, just like the UK and France and all everywhere, they're all being controlled and their feelings, their emotions. Remember when they were out here in socialist programs playing with people's emotions, showing some people pictures of little puppies and little kittens and showing other people pictures of horrible things and shit. They were controlling these people's emotions and they admitted to it. They admitted to it. Yeah, I barbecued yesterday. I cooked the best ribs I ever, well, the best ribs I cooked in a long time, man. They were perfect, man. Cooked ribs and chicken, good tuna noodle salad, some tomatoes. Didn't have a lot, man. I didn't really care for a lot, but man, it was hot out there cooking. But yeah, they're pretty damn good ribs if I do say so myself. Ah, just the waiting part. But quite a few events happened in between, so like I said, it's not gonna it's gonna have an effect on Earth and other planets, but it's more of the chaos of these ignorant people. They all just work together and shit, which it never happens. I don't care what time, what parallel universe. It just never happens, man. That people can just come together. I mean, you seen with the floods, you seen some beautiful people coming together and working together and shit, but very few, man. Oh, neighbors down the road got an old cat and they ain't taking care of it, man. It just pisses me right the f off, man. It's down here. I've been feeding it every day and giving it water. And I even go out and give it a little love and shit, man. Pet it and shit, man. But they just abandoned the old guy. And you think that, if you care for an animal that you're raising and shit, man, they get to a certain point in time, man. You go put them down, give them medical attention, go to the vet. Maybe there's some pills to take the pain away and whatnot. No, not these people, man. They quit feeding it and everything, man. Then it goes back home because there's only two houses down. Goes back home and sitting there. I could hear it whining and crying and shit. But there goes the skunk, right on time. Oh, I should have put my glasses on. Medication messing me up, man. Oh, MH, yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, man. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you on that. You probably been an hour or whatever since you said something, but you know how I am about the chats, man. I don't pay attention, but yeah, I feel 90% better, man. I'm sure what they flush out my system and shit, man. But that shit causes cancer, man. So next time I'll be a little bit more careful, man. If I put that shit down. I was stupid when it had the hole in the bottom and shit, man. It wasn't a big hole and shit, but enough, man. It got on my hands and shit, and probably was all over the bottom of the bag anyway. That's why my fingertips swelled up on my right hand. I should have been a lot more careful, man. But at least I know what happened now. And like I said, I got a damn good doctor, man. He's doing a couple different things for me and shit, man, which is it should have been done with a couple other doctors I had, but they just sometimes doctors don't listen to you and shit, man. They just I don't know why, man. I think you just a number, like get you in and get you out and make their fucking money. Excuse me, well, make their money. Just like some of these people out here, so-called telling you the truth after the facts, you know. As long as they make their money, man. And don't get me wrong. There's a few out there that I would every once in a while pay attention to, but they're not like the people that are out here always talking about destruction and chaos and shit. They're people that talk about numerous things, man. Whether it's politics or some of your ancient ancestors and shit that they say never existed, and it's just space, UFOs. There's a few out there that actually do research, present data that I'll pay attention to just to see if how close and on point they are, and if they're over the target and shit. And that's by them doing their own research and data and shit. That's why I give them credit, because they're actually doing something. They're actually doing the work. They're not just people that come on here and read a story somewhere online and then come back and tell everybody else about it. One of my all-time favorite was William Cooper, man. Because the man was telling the truth in so many ways, man. And today, it's made it into the stories of today. It's this man was talking about the aliens and alien bases and whatnot. How many years ago? And the same story is being told today by different individuals. But yeah, because he actually lived a part of it. Look at him, he's dead. Look at Prince talking about geoengineering. He's dead. Ronnie Piper. He's dead. But you ever notice that all these people out here on all these socialist platforms that talk about this and talk about that, they're still alive. Because what they're talking about's already been discussed. But let them keep making their money, man. Let them keep making their money. It makes them happy and shit, man. Go ahead, man. Make your money. JBG. It's always nice to see people pop in, man. I ain't seen for a while. Ain't like the old days, though. Which is kind of cool with me because I kind of like the slowness of it all. Go in a little bit and have me some stuffed cabbages, man. Keep swatting myself every couple seconds with the damn mosquitoes, man. I noticed it yesterday that the mosquito activity picked up yesterday. It wasn't shit. You could be out and not even have a problem with any mosquitoes, man. But all of a sudden yesterday, bam, boom, bam, bang, and today it's even a little bit worse. And we ain't had a lot of rain or anything either, man. Ain't had rain much at all, man. I was thinking about watering my lawn today, man, but yesterday a friend of mine went down Detroit, went to the casino. A couple other things were happening, but anyway, he texted me and asked me if it was raining. I said, no, it ain't raining here. He said, it's raining like beat hell down here in Detroit. We didn't get no rain at all. So I don't understand these mosquitoes, man. They just August, man. August would be bad for the mosquitoes too. So we'll be getting some rain by, in between now and then and shit. So yeah, mosquito activity will pick up quite a bit. I ain't seen no monarch butterflies at all. I ain't even seen a bee, I don't think, man. And I'm being honest. No monarch butterflies, no. I don't think I've seen a bee at all, man. Seen one bee. Might have seen one, but I don't recall that, man. But no, it is what it is, It's you try to point that shit out to other people and shit, man. It's like Einstein said, man. The bees ain't around, we ain't gonna be around, but nobody gives a shit. It's like all that shit they put down, talking about when I got poisoned and shit from putting down my own weed and feed killer, weed and feed. Think of people live around golf courses and farms and shit, man. Holy moly, man. Because you can do the research and find out, man, fucking very, very easily, man, the cancer rate, how high it is in them areas. I'm in cancer alley myself and shit, because over in Canada, they got all them factories, Dow Chemical Company, fucking oil refineries, and there's days that the wind blows this way and it stinks like crap, man. Trying to watch my foul language tonight, man. I think I'm doing a halfway decent job on it. Might have cussed a couple of times, but that's why I'll never be on live TV. They have to have a delay button for sure on me. And then I try not to call out any people's names and not trying to call out the owls and who they are and shit. Just trying to be a little bit respectful, man, and just talk about the truth and the facts of what's going to happen and what's already happened. Because it's happened before. They're digging up shit, man. A, a, a past civilization of your ancient ancestors that you don't even know existed. Yeah, most people watch me on my YouTube channel know that's truth. They know that they understand that there was a civilization before you're now who you are and shit, intelligence that got wiped out. They're finding out truth, but mainstream science won't tell you that, or people that do this for a living, they won't tell you because they're told not to say anything. Think about all the shit they dug up through the years and shit, man, that they just quit. They just stopped looking for the truth. Egypt. I mean, I go on and on and on all around the world and shit, man. And they just stop because they go any farther, then the truth comes out. And then they say, well, what happened to these people? Then they realize that this event takes place over and over and over throughout this planet's history. You know how many mass extinctions there have been? Look at the one of the times that this happened, wiped out the dinosaurs. Like I say, it don't have to be that rock that they're looking at that they can see and they're following. It could be little brother that they can't see. Shake this earth. And like I said, it ain't so much the main event, man. The main event is all the buttholes, man. All the people that band together and 10,000, 20,000 people and shit going and murdering and raping and taking what little bit you got, you know, taking your food, taking your water, raping your wife, molesting your children, kicking your dog, man, eating your dog. So people live in the rural areas and shit, man, that mountains and the hills and that are able to protect themselves and somewhat of their livestock and shit because people in the city don't have a clue, don't have an understanding, man, of living like that. They're just so used to be able to go to a grocery store, which would be wiped out in less than 30 minutes. Every grocery store in the United States of America, and I'm just using that as an example, United States, be wiped out in 30 minutes. You can look that up too, man. The Big Dipper. Every time I park this way, man, that's the only thing I see is a Big Dipper. The moon's behind me. Well, they'll sit there and make this a big event of I'm talking about people that make money. They'll make it a big event all the way up to this shit starts hitting the fan. It's awfully funny. Maya talked about December, actually 21st, with the people that supposedly be doing the mathematics and shit and the date shit. Got it all wrong, man. To take the technology to find it, see it, be monitoring it. You don't think a 20-mile wide rock hurling through space and shit, man, by Mars and ain't gonna have an effect on the planets and shit. a pole, and don't forget the pole shift. You know, you'll see. You'll see the. Like I said, it's not so much of all that destruction and shit. It's the buttholes after that, man. They're the ones, man. The ones that have gotten God's army. So, like I said, instead of working together, and don't happen, man. Doing this construction up by the Blue Water Bridge in Port Erie. You can look this up yourself, man. But it's just, it's gonna be bad, man. I mean, they already started it, man, but it's already bad and shit going up towards the north end and shit. But I don't know why they're doing what they're doing anyway, man. But it's gonna be it's supposed to be for security, you know, inspecting trucks and shit, you know. But I already got something like that in place. But this is like top of the line of technology that they're putting up here, man. But when you look at it, it's being designed. How should I word this? Being designed to make things better for them when this shit happens. You're gonna have to have a lot of shit shipped here, you know, shipped fucking there, and but it's just a pain in the ass, man. Yeah, I don't know, this is about 20 plus years ago, maybe 25 years ago, that they brought all these people's property and shit. And hang on a minute. They brought these about 25 years ago, I guess. They brought all these people's property next to 94 and 69. 94 and 69 begins in Port Huron, and it also ends in Port Huron, in case nobody knows. But they brought all this property from these people, their houses. Well, they didn't buy. They did buy, but people didn't want to sell. They didn't have a choice, man. They took their shit regardless. That's what I'm trying to say. They took their shit. And people around here were like, well, why did they take all these people and tear down their houses and just left it vacant like that? Because they already had this planned out some 25 freaking years ago. And now they're just, because shit, fucking October ain't that far away, baby. December ain't that far away. And they're working their ass off up there too, man. They're putting shit up there that I don't even know. Well, I know what's going on and shit, why they're doing it, but other people don't have a clue, man. Don't understand this shit. Matter of fact, I had a guy not too long ago ask me, well, how come they're building that building there and shit, man? I thought they were just doing this and that. Wanted to tell him, but I didn't. because he's one of the people that don't believe. Yeah, I should call this, man. Go get me some stuffed cabbages and call it a night. Been wanting to cut the grass in the backyard, but it's been too hot, man. Way too hot. That one day I drove all the way from here out to Wadhams. I don't know how many miles it is, 5, 6 miles, whatever it is. I don't know. But it was like 99, 100 in my car, man, all the way there and all the way back. And it pretty much stayed 99, but that's pretty freaking hot in the car, man. I got up this morning. I thought, I'd go before it got hot. Shit, go to the store and get some things I needed and shit. Got in the car and shit, and it ran 97. Well, I went to Kroger's, another store. And this is early in the morning. I don't know after 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9. By the time I got home and shit, man, it was already up to 98 in this car, man. A lot of people couldn't wait for the heat to come, man. You're ready for it because we had a shitty spring, man. It stayed cold. The heat just turned on like that, man. But yeah, it stayed cold for quite a while, man. I was out here bitching about it. Excuse my mouth. I was out here complaining about it. There goes a guy driving down the road drinking, just threw his beer cap out the window. It ain't a bottle cap because they're made out of plastic. Beer tops are made out of fucking metal. Yeah, I don't know how much more of these mosquitoes I can handle, man. Playing Russian roulette with that shit too. I ain't even seen. Tell you the truth, I ain't even seen no bats, man. Yeah, a lot of shit disappeared real quick this summer, man. Noticed a lot more spiders than usual. As far as the bees and monarch butterflies, I don't know, man. I got milkweed growing in my yard, man. And they ain't coming to see it. They ain't coming there to lay their eggs on it. That slowed down quite a few years ago, man. Because I used to make videos of it and shit, man. I used to watch the monarch butterflies lay their eggs on the milkweed, and then the eggs would hatch and eat the milkweed, and then turn into cocoons, and then open up and fly back down towards Mexico. I used to, I had to quit doing it because less and less of the monarch butterflies are showing up. Yeah, I'll come out and make a short video about the earthquake within 9 days that way, because it gets lost in these long videos and shit. Probably do it right after I shut this down. Just make a quick one. So like I said, you talk and talk and talk and talk, all that shit gets lost and shit, and people just don't follow your shit because you talk too long anyway. It's a bad habit. I should just come out here and say what I gotta say, within like a couple minutes, and then end the video and make another video about another subject for a couple minutes, end the video and shit. That way, people can hear and it gets to the point. But can't help myself, man. I want to talk about everything at one time, and I've been doing that for a long time. Well, I used to make shorter videos to just get to the point, but but usually I come out here like an hour or so and shit, man. Yeah, my phone is jacked, man. I'll shut this off and shit. I can get out. I can shut this down, the YouTube video, right? But I can't close it out. I can't get rid of it, man. All that shit's in the background and shit. And I don't want to reset my phone. I don't want to do this and that and shit because, sometimes that becomes a pain in the ass and shit. You got to put this password back in, do this. I don't want to do all that shit, man. You pay good money for these phones and shit, man. And then there's people that just want to come out here and get a new phone every freaking year, man. I'm kind of tightwad, man. I buy something, man. I like to have it last forever, but I know nothing lasts forever like this car. You know, putting more oil in it than I am gas, thinking that I should have put this car down a long time ago, man. But as long as I'm keep oil in it, shit, I can get to point A to B, man. It just costs me a lot of oil to get to A to B. I put this shit in there you go, $25 fucking shit supposed to stop the oil leaks. I knew better, but anyway, I put it in and shit, and I'm sitting there watching it drip right on out, man. That's a waste of $25. Yeah, it was a good July 4th, man. I enjoyed myself. I didn't do anything. I just cooked, barbecued, but chilled, chilled in the AC, except when I had to go outside on the grill. But yeah, I didn't go to no events or anything. A couple of events I want to go to pretty soon here. Anyway, I want to go see the Tigers. And I'm thinking about going up to Soaring Eagle. They got a concert that's going to be happening up there. One of the bands would be Foreigner, and the lead singer of Foreigner, he's retiring. This is his last gig, and the guitarist is moving over, taking his place. But he's got a pretty good voice, man. So it'll still be cool. But I want to see his last rodeo. His last rock and roll, man. I know it's going to be a good show. And plus, I know they're going to, when in their shows, they'll probably towards the end, they'll probably have the guitarist move over in the lead singer spot and sing a few songs and kind of like, this is our new singer, you know, and represent, man. I know that's what they're gonna do. I forget the other two bands are gonna be there. They're both pretty good bands. Or all three of them are gonna be good bands. Yeah, I'll probably go up there and spend a few hours up in the casino, and then go check out the concert. A couple of us going up there and probably get. I know we're getting a motel room, man, because I ain't driving back home. So it's quite a drive up there and quite a drive back. I drove up there one time. I spent, I don't know, 12, 14 hours in the casino, man. And then drove all the way back home. And that was a hell of a do there, boy. I spent 12 hours in the casino. He's doing pretty good for 11 hours and 50 minutes of it. 10 minutes it wasn't worth the crap. But I ain't done nothing in a while and shit, man. So I think I could treat myself to a good baseball game and a night of rock and roll. Some casino action. And they got good food up there too, man. All right, I'm gonna cut this short, man. Ain't nobody listening anymore anyway. So peace, love, and understanding, much respect be that of God and God's army, because you are an army of fear. They fear you. They fear you knowing the truth. All right, I'm gonna make that quick little video and shit now, man.